talk to Blair here at 7:49. So I was sitting there having my bowl of soup and my Diet Coke yesterday, and I flipped to the Sun-Times op-ed page, and I found what I thought was a terrific submission. I am a 49-year-old black native Chicagoan and a law-abiding citizen. I also have a state permit to carry a concealed weapon. I grew up in Chatham on Chicago's South Side. I've seen the neighborhood, as well as the entire city, change as drug problems and gang violence have escalated. A lot of people ask me why I carry a gun. Many accuse me of wanting to shoot or kill someone, and that's the furthest from the truth. And here's my favorite part of this piece. I don't want to use my handgun any more than I want to use the airbag in my car. That's a great line. But I've been mugged, and I've been the victim of burglary. I know what crime looks like up close and personal. I don't carry a gun because I want to take a life. I carry a gun because I value my life and the lives of those in my family. I need it everywhere I go, and I carry it with me because violent crime can happen anywhere at any time. That's Chip Eberhardt, who joins us now on 89 WLS. Chip, well put. A great piece in the Sun-Times. I congratulate you on a wonderful op-ed.
Thanks, John, and thanks for having me on the program. Really appreciate you adding me to the discussion.
I love the line. I don't want to use my handgun any more than I want to use the airbag in my car. I was talking to a pal of mine yesterday. He is a gun owner. He carries a weapon to even the playing field when he travels and when he takes care of business around town, this town and others. And I read him the same thing that I just read to my listeners, and he goes, that guy is spot on. When did you decide to get your concealed carry permit? I assume when it became legal, but have you been a gun owner even previous to having a permit?
Yeah, I've been shooting since I was about 7 years old. You know, my father, would take me out back, 22 rifle, and show me, first the safety of handguns and firearms, and we'd shoot cans. But I've always, like I said, from 7 years old, I didn't own my own firearm, but I was a former police officer in the south suburbs. And, but I've been a civilian, longer than anything else. And, like I said, I know crime up close and personal, not just in a law enforcement capacity, but as a civilian. And
I've asked cops this a number of times, even Gary McCarthy, we've talked to him about it. He hates guns, of course, at least that's his official position. And other guys from the FOP. I understand as a law enforcement officer walking up to a car, not knowing if the people sitting in the car have weapons, I understand that is a precarious situation. But in your estimation, is it better to have more people that are on our side of crime have the same sort of tool available to them in case the perp comes along at any time?
Well, absolutely. Like I say, it levels the playing field. And the honest truth is, even police officers, when they're not on duty, they're civilians, and they carry. So for any police officer, including, Lights Out McCarthy, any civilian, or any police officer is hypocritical in saying that, people shouldn't be armed. McCarthy carries a firearm, when he's off duty. And when he's off duty, he is a civilian. He's just one of us. He's just a citizen,
Tell us about the time. We're talking here with Chip Eberhardt. He wrote this op-ed piece in the Sun-Times, caught my eye, given a little time on this 50,000-watt blowtorch. Tell us about the time you were mugged as a kid. What, at IIT?
Yeah, I was there. I was part of a summer program, and some friends and I were standing at the corner waiting for the bus, and these guys just walk up to us and start, this person took my sunglasses, and they start grabbing for my watch, and these guys are bigger than us. There's more than there of us. And, we were lucky, we were young enough we could run. We could run fast, we could run far, but who knows what would have happened, after that. At 49 years old, I don't run that fast. I definitely don't run that far.
Doesn't work for me any longer either. Doesn't work for me.
No, it's just really sad. McCarthy doesn't focus on the problem. The problem's not an inanimate object. It's not firearms. It's twofold. It's the gang violence, and that gang violence is, centered around drugs. We've in this country, we've had a breakdown. We've got an administration that's more concerned about, protecting the rights of, illegals, which we know many of them are violent felons, instead of protecting the rights of, law-abiding citizens who just want to go home at night.
Chip, how do you feel about gun-free zones?
Gun-free zones are a joke. Anybody that thinks a sign, no matter how big and red it is going to stop violence, just like I said in my piece, they're as crazy as a soup sandwich. There's never been any sign never been any sign that stop violence. Why not put up a sign that says no crime? You know, when people call 911, they're calling for somebody to come with a gun. They're not calling for somebody to come with a bigger sign.
Were you surprised the Sun-Times printed your piece?
I was happily surprised.
Chip, well put, man. It's nice meeting you. You're welcome here anytime. Come by and say hello.
Hey, thanks, John. Really
I'm sorry. Gun-free zone. Sorry. Can't do that.
Here's your Top Shot Academy tips on safe shooting. Shoot every firearm as if it's loaded.
Do not point at anything you do not intend to shoot or destroy.
Keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire the gun.
Beware of your target and what's behind it. Be safe, have fun, shoot fast, shoot straight.